Howdy ho, folks. Multiversal Medium here for another episode of Dread Delusion. Where'd this dude come from? Wait, what? Hold up? Where'd you come from, dude? Off screen, I, picked up a compass, like I said I was going to, and I'll cut that in here. I swear I bought this, like, episode 2 or 3, and I must have accidentally just hit cancel during one of those super early episodes. Because, yeah, the UI always threw me for a loop when starting out, how it always rested on cancel. Finally, compass get. It took way too long. Way too long. Now, that should properly show me where I am on the map, finally. Yeah, way too long to get that. Oh boy. Oofta. Oofta, oofta. Also, another weird thing is, apparently anytime you run past a little ghosty girl, she kind of like demands you enter dialogue with her. Weird. But yeah, last episode we investigated the town of Sepulchre Wasa Huzo, which was it. This episode, apparently this dude showed up in between episodes. What's up? After a long and wearisome journey, I'm finally here. The ancient kingdom of Verdant. Now twisted by cruel cipher into a land of the endless. But it seems as though the rumors are true. They really do shut up shop when the neuron star is brightest in the sky. Last I was hoping to get a potion of blister obliteration. My feet are killing me. Wait, so it's closed? Wait, hold up. Don't tell anyone. I'm lockpicking. You don't see nothing. Because, is this my, thief armor? Yeah. This is my thief hood too, right? Yep, okay. You don't see nothing. Oh, fancy. E&E, breaking and entering. While they sleep in a freaking basket. Is that even considered sleep at that point? Like, do they sleep, or are they just like kind of relaxing? Trying to take some time off, you know? Let's see here. I believe there's another spot that had a quote-unquote dude blocking it. So, yeah, in here. Nope. Or higher. There we go. Yeah. Break past this dude who's totally fine eating people. Ooh, another modest treasure. Okay, yeah. But basically, unlike majority of other places that tend to close at night, I guess this town tends to close midday. Good to know. Yeah. But after doing all that, curious about upgrading our house. Oh. 2 iron. Bit of money, a few eyes of Pegeth. Ooh, top floor. Garden. Annex. Oh, we can actually really upgrade our house. Well, we already saw it last episode towards the end, so I guess we'll go with the house right there. And, top floor as well. Probably gonna take a bit of time. Ooh, fancy. Fancy smarcy. Are we gonna actually get an annex right here and a garden? Oh, I'm all for that actually, I really am. Hecky to the yeah. I love being a homeowner in video games. It's something I'll never experience in real life. Anyway, while that's going on, I guess let's just kind of explore and meander this episode. That's what I was actually planning on doing. Just getting some upgrades going and kind of just meandering until that's done. I think this direction we have the quote-unquote flesh farms. Is that just like a floating island right there? Cool. Oh, is that just like a knocked over street lamp? Cool. Cool. Oh, is that just a silk bug right there? Cool. Cool, cool, cool. These dudes, they really look like they should be in Moon. Like everything about these dudes. Yeah, I feel like they came out several decades too late because they are perfect claymation, beautiful boys. That's for sure. That is for sure. Cartographers over there. I don't think seeing them early is going to change anything. Am I seeing what the heck I think I'm seeing? Hold up. Yeah, Ghosty Girl. What you doing over there? Kind of amazed I saw that. I just saw that like blue shimmering right there and it's like, is that Ghosty Girl? Why would she be over there? Well, apparently she is. Okay. That was not intentional. But also, that probably means main quest stuff. It's not good or bad, it's just main quest stuff. Ooh, what's this? Poison knife? Yeah, poison knife. Yeah, man. Yeah. Ooh. But I did check last episode's recording. 99% certain we're just kind of good, considering how the episode was 2 episodes ago. And yeah, honestly, I don't know what the heck happened at the end of the day. Like my freaking, ooh, you do not look nice. Just get you out of here. At some point, OBS just kind of decided, yeah, we ain't doing the settings you set up, and you can just kind of deal. And that was the long and short of it. I just... So I am generally... Ooh, how does that work? Actually, yeah, wait, hold up. We got the base of the tree that looks fine, and then, like... Is that a rotted core? Is it a fungus pushing up the tree? It's hollow. Just amazed it can hold up the tree and it's not falling over. How does that work? Huh. Well, anyways, yeah, I'm a bit concerned possibly some of my other episodes of other series may in fact have the same issues, because I have zero clue. Oh, wait, hold up. Are they pupa? Are they actually like caterpillars, and these are like the broken out cocoons? Maybe? Huh. But yeah, I have zero clue when that whole issue with OBS started, so I've been batch recording episodes for like, ooh, piece of candy, the past month or so to try and get all the episodes done throughout the holidays, with the exception of Dread Delusion, just cause. Dread Delusion episodes tend to be longer, and they put a bit more strain in my throat because all the voices I do. But so like I've batch recorded like, I want to say 4 or 5 series, and that all happened after the last time I recorded an episode of Dread Delusion before the messed up one. So I have absolutely zero clue when this happened. And it may be affecting other episodes in other series. Which is upsetting. Oh yeah, that's what I figured was going to go on. Oh, vampire in your basement setup. It's not a vampire, it's just a treasure chest. It's not in my basement, it's in a church. You know the deal. Anyways, ooh, ethereal fletchet. Shoots a tightly coiled bolt of magical energy to damage a single foe. This spell makes a particularly versatile weapon because of its unusually quick incantation. Ooh, very nice, very nice. Love getting spells. Honestly, I should put more stats into magic because I like magic as a whole, but I'm lazy. And I keep thinking, but what if I need to put another 2 or 3 points into charm? How will people like me if I'm not charming? Ooh. Well, excuse you, Boyle. But as I was saying, honestly, I have zero clue when that issue started. So I'm a bit anxious, but also, this is after I've already kind of like edited a majority, if not all those episodes, and I didn't see many issues. Okay. What's up? This dude's different. I like his design, but he's different. Oh wait, are we near the Duchess's? Is this her place? Some dudes were saying, like... Yeah, she has a bunch of skeletons guarding the place, so this might be? Huh. Hold on. But also on the flip side, it's kind of hard to tell with those other series I recorded. Because the majority of them are kind of like low FPS games naturally. Like I recorded a metric ton of Moon, which is like a remaster of a PS1 game on the Switch, and I don't even think the Switch natively has 60 FPS even when docked. It kind of depends on the game, but I think some games don't natively do 60 FPS, and I think Moon's one of them. But I recorded a lot of those, and I don't know, it felt like I was kind of dropping a few frames, but also in a game like that, it felt like that didn't really super matter at the end of the day. So can I... Yeah. What are we looking at over here? That's just a hole in the wall, apparently. Let's see here. Am I going to be peeping through the window to somebody's unmentionables? I don't like that. Ain't about that life. The day and age of the internet, you don't need to be peeping on people, that's for sure. Okay, doesn't seem like there's anything this side. Especially... Oh, I can almost make that, actually. I had more points in Guile. I think I might actually be able to get in there. At least via that way. Possibly check out this side. Oh, there's another... Okay, this one's just not busted. Huh. Anyways, there was a handful of other games I did. I don't remember seeing issues frame-wise, but like I said, they were majority-wise kind of more basic graphics and looking games. And something about Dread Delusion, even though it's very basic looking, it's... Yeah, just recording-wise, it turned out very, very muddy. It's this way to Mausoleum 1X. This way to Cadaver Keep. This way to the flesh farms. Okay, so that's a mausoleum. Yeah, I'm curious what the heck's going on with the mausoleums. Curious. You don't want to go in case it was related to the Duchess, but yeah, sure. So, I think only 2 series or whatever might have a major issue, and once more, I didn't notice it while recording, so it's hopefully okay. In my vainest hopes. Honestly, I think the reason OBS had an aneurysm and lost all my settings was, ooh, the big doors. We're back at the big doors. Fancy. I gotta talk to this one. May not be granted entry. Like a week to 2 weeks ago, my entire recording setup just had like several aneurysms back to back. Like just, oh, that's not working. Why is that not working? Oh, this isn't working. And it just kept happening with like 15 different aspects of the computer setup I have. Like, OBS suddenly wouldn't work because it freaking didn't like the fact that I had an integrated graphics card as well as like an NVIDIA graphics card. Ooh, something changed. Ooh, this opened. So I had to figure that out. Windows updates went to heck and back, so they didn't want to work, and I had to figure that out. Oh, since Windows updates went to heck and back, Windows kind of low-key installs malware that, because it's not properly, it's not malware, but it's something they demand be installed every update. But it basically devours your CPU and resources on like some systems. So I was doing that and I couldn't get anything working. Oh, fine, whatever, got that sorted. Oh, my entire editing software just lost all my settings. And it was probably right around then that my recording setup probably did the same, and I just didn't notice. And I have no clue when that was in the entire montage of me like batch recording. But I think it was before the last batch of Moon episodes, which should be all of December. So, if at any point you guys watching also watch Moon, and you notice, oh, from this episode to this episode, it's a lot more disjointed, it's probably that. Also, I don't even know if it is that way. You spend several hours editing a very basic looking game like Moon, even though it's beautiful for what it is for a PS1 game. A lot of mixed media, beautiful claymation, 3D, sprite artwork. You kind of go like blind to various aspects, like how fluid the animations and the FPS are. So yeah, I can't say whether or not it's affected. It was just grating when it came to Dread Delusion. Anyways, I'm rambling and we got a item description. This ring increases the potency of potions. Many alchemists utilize magical items such as these to savor every drop of utility from their concoctions. Oh, does it increase the potency of what you're drinking? That's actually awesome. Urn of Anguish. This urn is deathly cold to touch. It's sealed tight. An inscription reads, "Here are the ashes of untold numbers of endless, who were burned by the living in the years of devouring. May the gods have mercy on us all." Yeah, the endless must have had it super rough. Oh, there's a Queen of Silver. Super obscenely rough as they're trying to comprehend who and what they were as they truly became their own race after what the Hooded King did. So this is... No, you can't come in. Go away. Who are you? Why won't you let me in? I don't have time for this. Who are you? My name's Miger, and I don't care who you are. Get your own crypt. I paid for this one fair and square. Tell me about yourself, Mugger. No. Oh, come on. Let me in, please. No. Oh. But like, dude, have you considered if I wore this hat? Do I have a... No, I don't. It was a check of 60, actually. What are we sitting? Charm. Oh, yeah, we're at 65. No, you can't come in. Go away. Oh, why won't you let me in? Because I paid for the exclusive right to live in this tomb. I'm meant to be feigning death, not entertaining visitors. Go away. I love it. I called it the role-playing being dead. Freaking nerds. The entire freaking lot of them. Every single undead in this entire game is just a nerd role-playing something else. I love it. Why are you feigning death? I'm repenting for my immortality. If I demonstrate my commitment to true death, the ferryman shall carry me to an afterlife of my choosing. Oh, so they're not nerds. They're religious. I feel bad for them. I do. I'm curious where this belief of repentance through trying to pretend to be truly dead came from. Because obviously it started at some point and the mausoleum started like really filling up. It's just, where did this belief start? Was there anyone who actually experienced it? And even if there wasn't, is there anyone around that can honestly remember where the belief started? They're so old that they're forgetting a lot of key components to everything. So this belief may be something that's the equivalent of playing telephone, if you guys have ever done, where like you say one thing to one person by whispering in their ear and they do that to the next, and you follow that kind of line for like 5 to 10 people, and the last person has their own like unique phrase that is nothing like how it started. I'm curious if this whole belief of committing themselves to true death may have actually started like that with their dulled senses and their dulled memories at this point. Who are you? Mugger. Let me in, please. There is a long pause from the other side of the door, then a sigh. Fine. You hear the sound of a bolt being drawn back. The door swings open, and by swings open, I mean it kind of swings upward. Oh. The blood looks weirdly fresh, Mugger. Weirdly fresh. Well, I don't assume it's yours. I don't think anyone here besides me has fresh blood, to be honest. Well, maybe some people at the fresh brokers, but whatever. This is mine, by the way. You're dead, you don't need it. What's up, man? This is quite clearly not a normal endless. This Mugger is a ghost. And the original Mugger, who is locked here, is nowhere to be seen. What are you looking at, mortal? You're a ghost. What? Poppycock. I'm flesh and blood, just like you. To demonstrate his point, he waves an arm at you. It passes right through you. He smirks at you, apparently believing he's proved his point. I need my DM to play this game and get to writing his NPCs like this. Just, this dude, I've known him for all of like 5 minutes and I love him. He's wonderful, naive, idiotic, but majestic. I think you were eaten by a catacomb worm. When you say this, the ghost eyes go blank. He stares into the distance for a long moment, then jumps back with a shriek. He backs away, staring up at a memory that only he can see. No, please. Ferryman, save me. Save me. No. He curls up into a ball, sobbing, and won't say anything else. Well, Everyone take this as a lesson. Apparently even undead, centuries old and all that can have PTSD, and that was very, very, and I would like to repeat, very cruel of me to do. I didn't think he would have a PTSD flashback, but I feel bad. You good, buddy? Hello? The ghost eyes go blank. He stares into the distance for a long moment. Nope, he's in a loop. Oh yeah, he's in a loop. Well, hey, he has a bed. That's the second bed we've seen in this room. Oh, that's really... I'm just trying to frickin' like ease my heart. I really screwed that dude over. He's probably gonna be like that for like 2 centuries now. Gonna be freaking in a PTSD loop for like 2 centuries. I effed up so badly. I feel horrible. But gosh, it's... I can only imagine this is what like kicking a puppy feels like. That is really mean of me. I did not mean to do this. I just said how much I liked him. Well, maybe our house is done. If not, I'm gonna advance time with our little Spelzahooza and, oh. I don't think it's supposed to do that. Oh. Not my circus, not my monkey. Actually, it is my circus. I do own this. Do I hold the land off the balcony that's like just floating near my like higher up house? Is this technically my land right here? Can I build here? Is this my plot still? Am I allowed to own the open air next to my house basically? Does this count as mine? I mean, it's not technically land, but it's technically close enough to my... Okay, so like if I attach it with like a rope or like a piece of wood, like maybe just a plank of wood and like some nails or whatever, do I technically own everything over here? Is what I'm asking. And I just claim it's like a deck. And if we take that logic further, can I technically own all the airspace above everyone else's house? Do I have a build limit on how high I'd build my like house on my own property and then build over everyone else's just to get my own like sky at that point? And they'd have to pay to see the sky because I own the sky because it's part of my property. Just figured out how to make my first million. Anyways, advanced time is a spell. And we're going to use it. Ooh, fancy. Ah, yes, I did in fact own this bit. Good to know. Good to know. I'm assuming this is the garden area and that's going to be the loft or... You know what? I'm not even going to get upset at this weird texture bit right here that's not matching. I'm assuming it's like this because this is where it's going to attach into the other thing we'd build on the property right there. Yeah, I do like the fact that it became stone. I don't remember signing off on the ectoplasm green wallpaper though. Yeah, I don't remember that. It's probably just my book collection. You know how it is. You know how it is. We got a second floor, which is nice. Got a bed, which is nice. Got windows, which is very nice. I can look out to the place I claimed as mine. Yes. Manifest Destiny 2. Sky Stealing Boogaloo. Anyways, gonna take a nap real quick. Alrighty. We should be good to, I don't know, keep exploring. I feel like I can find a teleporter and we can head back to, what is it? I want to say Hallowshire. Ooh. It's still closed, but it's going to be hard to get iron ore is what I was going to say to add the annex. But we can, I guess, furnish the garden. Oh, not the garden. We're missing. Are those jitter seeds? We're that low on jitter seeds? Huh. Let me surprised. We can furnish the top floor and the ground floor. Do that. I don't know if that's an instant or not. Yeah, it's an instantaneous one. Okay. Looks nicer. I lost a chair. It's weird. What happened to my chair? Did the renovator steal my chair? I swear. Can't have anything nice. Even in the freaking graves, people steal stuff from you. That's freaking rude, man. But anyways, garden. It's... Oh, right, I didn't furnish the garden. That makes sense. I was about to say, it's the same. What happened? Oh, right, I didn't pick enough freaking jitter seeds. That's what happened. Ah, well. Back to exploring. Every time I see that mausoleum now, I'm just gonna think about how horrible a person I am. Like, seriously, he's an endless. He's gonna be stuck in that loop for like 200 like years or something. I gave the dude horrible PTSD that he's not gonna get out of for like forever, man. It's so effed up. It's never okay to like trigger a dude's PTSD like that. Cadaver Keep and Flesh Farm. Let's go with the Flesh Farm. What's up, boyo? Ow. Whatever, in for a penny, in for a penny. Oh, that's why it's hurting a lot more. Duck and weave. Duck and weave and get hit in the face. And almost die. You know how it is. I mean, I'm not good at video games, you know this. Plus I have like 3 levels I haven't put into anything. And those are all just excuses I'm making because I was just playing really stupidly. But I enjoy playing stupidly. It fuels me. Ooh, this looks almost like an actual... Oh, it is path. Okay. Let's say, this looks like a path. Weird. Ooh, Death's Veil. So... This begs the question, is this dude an endless? And can they be considered alive or dead at that point? Ooh, there we go. Ooh, teleporter. Ooh, and a delusion, very nice. So where's this go? We apparently have the other end. Where are we? Oh, I know where we are. So, like, I cut this out after a bunch of nonsense a few episodes back, but we are in Hallowshire, right next to the Duke's estate. There was a little hidden area that I didn't notice until I was, like, on that bridge, and I was like, what the heck's down there? So I jumped down. I was like, oh, it's a teleporter. Where's that go? But hey, it's actually pretty useful. We should be able to get some iron ore to upgrade stuff now. Good stuff. I think we need 2 for the annex. Yeah, boyo. Progress. I mean, not progress towards anything we outright set out to do, but... No, one step at a time. Sometimes that step is just, I don't know, in a direction to building a nice little annex on your house. It's gonna be so quaint. So excited. So excited. Why do I even bother playing the rest of this game? All I want to do is, like, just own the houses and feel good about it. Let's see what you have for sale. Need some iron ore. Is this? Yeah, I got my fancy clothes and stuff on. It's 26 with my fancy. It's 26 with my fancy and fine ore is 32? It feels wrong. It feels weirdly wrong, actually. I feel like iron ore and fine ore should have a bigger difference. Do I have stuff I could... who cares? How much gold do I have? Not enough for another one, and I need 2, as well as some gold in general. I guess I do need to sell some stuff. Got a lot of ammunition, but that's useful. Got a lot of throwing knives again, which... get rid of those. To be honest, let's get rid of a lot of these shurikens. They drop like throwing knives, and how often throwing knives drop. I can always make more. They're not the most useful thing. Anyways, get that advance time going. See if this made it so there's another iron ore if we're going to have to wait a few more days. Yeah. Okay. That's handled. Time to head back to the Endless Realm. From a handy-dandy teleporter overlooking a cliff. Huh. Oh, and there's even a Death's Veil right there. Huh. Well, it's not really my place to determine whether or not a undead is kosher or not. Oh, I shouldn't say that word. An undead that wants to unlife themselves or whatever. Is that how freaking YouTubers do that? Yeah, I feel like it's something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Here we go. Honestly, I can't determine whether or not that mindset's kosher, and honestly, I can't blame him for having the mindset. Honestly, it's kind of like the whole cannibalistic setup. It's a certain context and circumstance kind of changes how you can view a lot of things that people would consider morally wrong. Does that mean I accept things like unaliving yourself? Heck no. But in a situation like being perpetually forced to exist like an undead, especially in their circumstance, where I don't think I've met one that didn't have some sort of weird depression. Are you guys just moving the entire... Huh. Huh. How does that work? Anyway, context matters for various decisions when it comes to moral ambiguity. Should be more commonplace because it would force people to, I don't know, oh, you got a giant mill thing right there. Okay. It makes a lot more sense from this side. Yeah, a lot more sense. It's still kind of weird because it's like a stone like setup, but yeah, honestly, I wouldn't use a stone setup for something that's moving around. Stones and brick are meant to be rigid and solid in their like design, so wood would make more sense because it could easily kind of bend a bit if it needed to while moving around. I'm rambling. But yeah, moral ambiguity should be a lot more commonplace because it demands you question and observe every moral situation to properly judge it for how it is in that situation due to the context of the situation is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, oh, is the Castle of Ribs attached to a mausoleum? Oh, that's probably what we got the key for last episode right there. Okay. Yeah, I guess that answers that. Ooh, is that a piece of candy? It is. So, like, not for nothing, this is obviously like the flesh farm right here. Why is that bridge the one with the sign that says this way to the flesh farms, when there's a bridge right here that's obscenely closer to like Main Street? And hopefully we can actually just lower right now. Gonna be like a check or anything, like, no, it isn't. Okay. Yeah, this, there should be a sign basically saying like, yeah, this way to the flesh farms. Weird. This is obviously like right next to it and it's attached to town. Huh. Well, whatever. Let's see how the meat is made. I hope it's like hot dogs. Ooh. 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 We got Ghosty Goo Dude. Alchemy Station. Books. Picture of flying guard person. Still don't know what those dudes technically are. Seemingly experiments on carcasses, which I'm not surprised when it comes to trying to get a flesh farm going. So yeah, whatever works. You guys with your masks look infinitely creepier when you're wearing a hood, you know that? Huh. So, what's up? The rotted woman advances towards you, her robes trailing along the ground. Nearby is a floating cage, inhabited by a twitching, gibbering corpse. Cage drifts closer to you, gaining momentum. Hang on, stand right there. Don't move a muscle. What? Or one step closer and I'll cut your head off. What? I mean, she's not outright being aggressive. I mean, we know this is Penitent Thaw, the person who made mindless meat. And obviously she has some carcasses near her, but they're carcasses that are still moving. They may more likely be endless than a non-endless like myself. So what? The caged corpse opens its mouth and begins to sing a giddy melody. Your shadow lifts from the ground and wraps itself around your knees, bearing you down to the floor. Why have you come here? Are you an assassin? A thief? A rival mage seeking to steal my secrets? Why would you have a bunch of assassins, thieves, and rival mages? Okay, rival mages I can understand. Like, you're obviously very, very powerful when it comes to certain types of magic. Whether that magic is growing pounds of flesh, or apparently using carcasses to be mediums for spells, as well as making my own shadow attack me. It's a cool type of magic. Actually, can you teach me that? Anyways, I feel like assassins... I don't think that would work out. You're an endless, but I suppose you could be sliced and diced and burned at the stake. But there's a chance you'd still come back as a ghost. Actually, don't ghosts only show up if it's traumatic? Is that why that other dude was a ghost? Oh, gosh. I effed up so badly with that dude. I feel bad. I feel so bad for that dude. Anyways, assassin or thief, you're literally the food source for the entire region. I'm amazed you don't have guards, but considering how powerful with magic you just were, you probably don't need it. Whatever. I'm neither. Or I'm not any of those three. What did you do to me, or who are you? I feel like saying what did you do to me is just going to drag out their aggression because they don't know who I am and they still consider me a threat. So who are you? We'll kind of diffuse the situation because it's obviously I'm not any of the three things she thought I was, considering I don't even know who she is, even though we have the little dialogue thing in the bottom right. Technically my character shouldn't know this is Penitent Thaw. My name is Penitent Thaw. Some call me the greatest living mage in the Sky Realms. Personally, I'm not sure I'm truly alive, but the rest of it is right. Dang, girl. Wear that confidence on your sleeves. Great embroidery for what your skill is doing, yo. But you better answer my questions carefully. Are you an assassin, a thief, a rival mage? I'm chasing someone from the Dark Star Company. None of those, just a mortal passing through. All of the above and more. I don't think she needs to know the fact that I'm after someone from the Dark Star Company, but I'm none of those, so just a mortal passing through. That's honestly why I came here, just passing through and exploring. And what is a mortal doing in the kingdom of the endless? Didn't you listen to all the scary stories about this place? Yeah, I wanted to see if they were true or what stories. Wouldn't be here if I did. But that guffaw probably just got lost because my frickin' white noise cancellation. We're going with the one that made me laugh for a solid like 10 seconds. Would it be here if I did? Well, perhaps you should have. She makes a dismissive motion with her hand. As suddenly as they came, the shadows recede, leaving you free to stand up. Go on, go on. Make it quick, I'm growing bored. Amazing how many situations you can diffuse by being an utter buffoon that is naive to everything. Seriously, it's hard to consider the person who would eat paste as a proper threat. And I feel like that's the reason a lot of evil villains in a lot of media accidentally got their face punched in. They really didn't think that buffoon had it in them. Right. About those vats of flesh down there, I have a question about the Endless. I have a question about you. Let's start with the writhing flesh in the room. About those vats of flesh down there. The flesh farms. A fine invention, if I do say so myself. You created the flesh farms? Oh, yes. I've always been interested in transgressing the boundaries of the flesh. The Endless needed life force, you see, and they were getting it through the most barbaric means. First they ate their fellow countrymen. Then, when they ran out of mortals, they started attacking other islands. Honestly, like, I know possibly when a majority of them started turning or whatever, they were like mindless with hunger to a degree and ravenous. So them, like in the book, the sibling eating the other sibling kind of makes sense when the Endless were first becoming what they are. But let's say around the time they got rid of the wooden structures and started building with stone. Fine with the chills and the uncomfortableness that it would bring. They obviously still had a semblance of self at that time, and as screwed up as what I'm about to say is, I'm curious why they didn't do it. Why didn't they raise humans as livestock? It's a screwed up thing to say, but arguably with how the cadaver wars were going, I feel like somebody must have brought it up, but it's also, once more, I'm seeing in this game a lot of agriculture. I am not seeing any sort of animal husbandry whatsoever. So I guess it's not truly out of the realm of possibility that they didn't think to do that, because nobody's ever done that. This may very well be a universe without much animal husbandry, or the art form's completely dead. Which is odd, considering we have, what, the origin story of Piggoth? That mentions when they were younger, they made a sound like a bleeding sheep. So the concept of certain types of livestock were around pre-World Rend? But we're not seeing any sort of livestock in any way, shape, or form in the Sky Realms, as far as I'm aware. Maybe there was some dialogue that I just can't remember. Obviously, this is a good amount of time in between some recordings in the past, but yeah, it's just odd. And once more, yeah, it's a screwed up scenario. I'm not okay with that kind of setup. But it's surprising that they never tried it, as far as I'm aware. You get a few generations in and it's perfectly viable to do. And you see it in a few settings, like, let's say Fallout New Vegas. The Kaiser's Legion. I love the fact that it's called Kaiser's Legion. Has a caste system, and slaves and certain members are just born into the caste system, and they, after a certain amount of generations, because they were raised in it, they're no longer questioning the caste system, because it's all they know, it's what they expect. Arguably, a lot of societies are technically a caste system. America, low-key is. But it's fascinating that it wasn't extrapolated here. Or maybe it is, or maybe it was. Obviously, I'm still exploring this area, so maybe it'll come up. But I'm honestly surprised at the utter lack of animal husbandry as a possible choice for the Endless. But we'll keep exploring that thought process as we get more dialogue here and there. And I arrived, and I put a stop to all that. The magic was quite complex, so I won't go into it, but the flesh farms are non-sentient and provide enough life force for the Endless to gorge themselves sick, and all without hurting a single soul. Really good, like, Samaritan kind of mindset. One aspect, is this stuff technically flesh? Are we going down the other avenue, like Ghost Booze, where it's a weird concoction that technically augments an Endless akin to eating actual flesh? Is this called flesh, even though it's technically not? And it's through certain means that it just has the same effects? Nutrients and the stuff that they need? Or another avenue of thought is it non-sentient? I mean, arguably with a lot of study IRL, we know, let's say plants. You cut the grass, and the smell you're receiving when you cut grass is actually a pheromone response to let plants and everything around you realize that the plant is in danger and under attack. And it's to find sentience in that scenario. I'm not demanding, like, saying, oh, we should love plants or everything and beyond that. Yeah, love plants, who cares? But not to the degree where it's like we need to protect them for everything. It's, at what point is a thing sentient? Technically, a fungus is a giant network underneath our feet at all times, and it kind of just sprouts up in the right conditions. And like the entire Earth has a giant fungal network that kind of just weirdly works, and we don't know how to classify it. Is that sentient? Is a dolphin sentient? Where's the line in this? Whatever. So basically what I'm saying is maybe this non-sentient meat farm that they made up may be equivalent to something that may be a bit more close to the line than we want to give it credit for. Whatever. Let me put it this way. If that giant mound of flesh grows a mouth and lungs and starts speaking cipher magic, I'm going to say we probably shouldn't eat it. Moving on. That's all I wanted to know. Are you going to natter about anything else? I have some questions about the Endless. Ask away. Far be it from me to stand in the way of an inquiring mind. Okay, like, first impressions aside, I think this dude's actually pretty chill. She's pretty chill for what she is. She's like, if you want to learn stuff, I'm all for it. And I like that mentality. How did you become an Endless? Unlike the rest of the walking cadavers you've no doubt met, I only arrived here 2 centuries ago. I was dying of some embarrassing, incurable malady that made me cough and splutter like an idiot. I requested to be made one of the Endless, but they denied me. Well, first they tried to eat me, but I kept them at bay with magic. Then they denied me. Legit walked up to one of the most aggressive like societies, asking like, hey, can I join? No, we're gonna eat you. No, like, you can't do that. You're not good enough. So can I join? No, screw you. But they were impressed by my spells and allowed me to stay in the kingdom for a while. How did you persuade them? Or what did you do? How did you persuade them? Over the next year, clinging to life by a thread, I secretly created the first of the flesh farms. And I told the queen that I could make more, enough to sustain the whole kingdom, without need for bloodshed. But I was going to die soon, and I'd take my secrets with me. Smart. Well, I was made an Endless pretty quickly after that, I can assure you. Let's see if there's another dialogue for asking what did you do. Nope, same dialogue. So that's all I wanted to ask. Have some questions about you. Well, keep it brief, mortal. I'm a busy woman. Who are you? My name is Penitent Thaw. Some call me the greatest living mage. I already got that dialogue. What kind of name is Penitent? My parents were religious to the point of madness. My full name is Approach Thy Death with a Penitent Heart. Believe me, if you had a name like that, you'd shorten it too. You know what? Props for not going the edgelord way with just shortening your name to Thy Death. What is this place? This is my sanctum. Here, I peel back the layers of reality and glimpse the terrifying truths beyond. I teach myself languages that were exiled from history. I push alchemy and necrotheurgy to its limits. I am more than just a mage, mortal. I am a pioneer. Girl, I like what you throwing down. I really do. You got an entire eternity and you're like, screw it. I'm gonna learn. I mean, I know you're obscenely young for an Endless, so maybe that drive will die down, but it'd be nice if a lot more Endless had that drive. And I want to say the Endless in the Academy had a similar drive of learning and bettering themselves, and you know she doing good. So yeah, what's that thing in the cage? This is my familiar, My ex-husband's soul. It's great. That is so great. Turned him into an embodiment of and amplifier for all my spells and wards. If he ever escapes the cage, you better start running and not look back. Charm, why did you turn your ex-husband into a familiar? Gosh, I need to know this. I was married to my husband to secure an alliance for my family. And I never much liked him. A man whose brains were in his fists. Okay. Once upon a time, I promised him that one day, when I was a powerful mage, I'd come back to our pathetic village and make a hell of my own devising, just for him. I would have preferred if it was like a kink thing, not gonna lie. But you know what? In this horribly surreal hellscape, I can't be judge, jury, and executioner for everything, and I don't know what the heck he put you through. But yeah, I really would have preferred if it was a weird kink thing. I made good on my promise. That you did. That's all I wanted to know. Well, are you gonna natter about anything else? Nope, apparently not. Goodbye. Okay. Honestly, color me surprised that there are no... Oop. Well, into the meat pit I go. Didn't mean to fall here, but whatever. Delusions in her... Oh, wait. Can I talk about it? Way of all flesh. Oh, this is getting weird. You're gazing upon a vast mass of heaving, quivering, pulsing flesh. It is utterly featureless apart from the occasional callus, weeping sore, or stubby vestigial appendage. As you stare, you hear a voice in your head. You are like me. The voice fills your skull without bothering to pass through the intermittent air. A colossal, mind-fracturing sound, like the explosion of a star. Who are you? You breathe, you sweat, you eat, sleep, excrete, correct? Please try being quieter, will you? No, I suppose, what of it? You are like me, a living thing. Unlike the dried up husks who could not hear me, no matter how bitterly I scream. Okay, yeah, it is sentient, okay. Like I said, I ain't okay with eating this now. Are you referring to the endless? So I can hear you because I am alive? What are you? Are you referring to the endless? Is that what you call them? Vicious little fleas. So I can hear you because I am alive? Correct. I speak in words of flesh and life. Your blood pumps my words from heart to mind. Oh gosh, you're basically a divinity at this point. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. She somehow made it divine. It may not be a strong divine, but this is basically a flesh amalgamation of fucking divinity. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Yeah, she wasn't wrong about being the best mage in existence. She made a divinity. Like, I don't know if it's pure divinity by this game's standards, but the fact that like, how it's talking to me is the fact that it's resonating with my own flesh and blood. This is enough to be considered divine in a lot of mythos and settings. This is, okay. I am the way of all flesh. I have a simple question for you. What is the meaning of life? 42, man. Have you watched the movie or read the books? It's 42. Like, you don't need to think about it that beyond it. It's 42. But if you want to go deeper, live and let live, something along those lines. You were created by the endless to serve as a source of life energy, to learn, to make a difference in the world, to laugh and sing, to dance, to do what you love. Life has no meaning. All of these are good. These are all good. So the topmost one, as a source of life energy for the endless, is the purpose of its creation. I wouldn't consider it the meaning of life. It didn't ask the meaning of its life. It just asked the meaning of life. To learn can be argued as a very basic and proper meaning of life as we've observed it. Life is constantly in an arms race to outmaneuver and outlive other things. And part of that is learning on how to better do it. But learning as we know it as more intelligent species doesn't exactly fit into the overall circumstance of life as a whole. Although single-cell organisms can be considered alive, and they do also follow that arms race of different ways of survival, we can't say they're outright learning with how we consider learning to be. To make a difference in the world is desire for a lot of individuals. They want to leave a mark, something that will prove they were there. To make a difference is more so a dying individual's last desire, as well as a young individual's greatest. I want to consider it the meaning of life, but a flash within the eyes of a lot. To laugh and sing, to dance and to do what you love is to enjoy life. If life is purely enjoyment, and that's all it should ever have been, life in various other scales, micro and macro, would be different, at least from my viewpoint. And life has no meaning is probably the closest we'll get to a proper understanding of what the meaning of life may be. Nihilistic as it may sound, defining something that is as varied and grand as life as a whole to have a specific meaning is egregious in nature. It doesn't make sense to do such. Or as I mentioned earlier, the whole arms race of life as we observe it in every sense is simply to exist longer, to carry on one's genetic makeup in a sense. But at the end of the day, as we see life grow beyond the micro into a more macro situation and sensibility, it's not simply to live longer and carry on one's own genetic makeup as a whole. You'll see that in various species. So life isn't exactly the arms race or the meaning to reproduce and continue life. And thinking beyond any aspect of life is demanding meaning from something that may have no meaning to begin with. Life may be a fluke, happenstance. To demand meaning is to demand planning. When you ask what the meaning of life is, you're saying life had to be created for a purpose, as opposed to the fact that life simply is. So I'm going to lean towards life has no meaning, life simply is. Oh, but that's terrible. Yeah, I remember getting drowned in my existentialism as a kid too, man. You'll kind of thrive in it if you don't drown in it. That's my view on existentialism. You either drown in it or you thrive by learning how to breathe deeply in it. And once you learn how to breathe existentialism and not get crushed under its weight, it's really freeing in a lot of ways. It's not quite what I think it's a little more. Exactly. I could try to backtrack and like try to go into more detail like I just did to you guys or whatever, but like he asked a simple question, I gave a simple answer. The fact that life has no meaning kind of needs to be pondered on from individual to individual and what exactly that all means as a whole. So, exactly. All this time I had hoped that I was created for a purpose, that my long, wretched life was building towards something special. You can't hope for a purpose that you're created for, man. You gotta go out in life and be the purpose and be what you want to be. You gotta build yourself towards that special something, man. You can't expect life to just kind of demand you be a chosen one for some aspect, dude. You're not a hero in a tale. You're an individual in a world. There is no meaning behind it. Go find meaning in living. That would make it all make sense. For the last century, I've looked forward to discovering what that was. I feel bad. Because, like, although those things, like, obviously gaining sentience, becoming more aware and learning, they are still naive because they lack the bouncing board of other things to discuss with. It's fascinating that it's mastered a language to any degree. So all it needed was the bouncing board, and this thing would probably be countless times more wise than I could ever be in that period of time because it's constantly left pondering. But since it never had that, it's fairly naive. Pity. They major out in that existentialism. But this thing could drown. It probably would have drowned in its own blood and flesh and spittle long ago. Doubt it will die just yet. If it makes you feel better, the endless created you to feed upon? Yeah, life's a joke. But you can make your own meaning. Yeah, but you can make your own meaning. I wouldn't know where to start. What can something like me hope to achieve? I cannot move. I cannot see. I cannot communicate with anyone except you. What can I actually do? You could learn about the world. You could try to make a difference somehow. You're right. It's hopeless. Not hopeless. I mean, hope is for the hopeless, and this dude needs hope right now, so he is hopeless. But trying to make a difference, he doesn't need to make a difference. As far as I'm aware, this is a very young, possibly immature new divinity in a weird sense. I know I'm kind of like just forcing my own viewpoint in that regard, but as far as I'm aware, there's nothing else in this universe that resonates with living flesh like the way of all flesh does. I think even Pegeth talked, which makes the fact that this thing is literally resonating throughout my entire being, from my blood to my heart to the bits of flesh throughout every aspect of me, muscle, tendons, nerves. Says this thing is very unique, even in this very odd universe. But I think it should learn. If it learns, it can make its own meaning in what things should be. And how it should have its own meaning. You could learn in the world. Understood. My directive is to achieve omniscience. Yeah, I was right. It's a freaking divine seed. Yep. Well, having an omniscient wall amount of flesh isn't exactly a bad thing. It's only bad if it, decides to turn everything into a giant mound of flesh. Or countless other bad scenarios. Actually, is becoming a giant mound of flesh technically a bad thing? It depends on who you ask. I mean, the giant mound of flesh thinks it's good. But the people outside it think it's bad. But the giant mound of flesh is way bigger, so should we consider its opinion better? But the people outside are way more, so maybe we should consider their opinion just vote-wise? Oh, but the giant mound of flesh has countless souls and sentience within it, and it's a legion now. But should we consider all of they's opinion? Oh, but the other people are scared. Shouldn't scare people. The mound of flesh says they won't be scared if they become part of it. Oh, options. That's not quite what I think it's a little more. Exactly. Exactly. A question. Who are the dead things that created me? They are the endless. Dead things that feed on life energy. Walking corpses with an insatiable hunger. They gave you life and you should be grateful. They are the endless. Dead things that feed on life energy. I am their food? Sorry? Yep. Better that you know the truth though, right? Better that you know the truth though. It's not better. Freaking, ignorance is a bliss in a lot of ways, but better that you know the truth though, right? I mean, if you're going for omniscience, you kind of need this. You must stop them. I am a living, thinking entity. I cannot resign myself to serving as food. I'll talk to Maggot-san and see if we can find a solution here. Life isn't fair, I guess. I'll talk to Maggot-san. I don't even know who that is, but I'll talk to the dude. Let's started. The ethics of eating flesh. So, how are you speaking inside my head? Somewhere within the expanse of useless tissue floats a brain, or perhaps a network of brains spread throughout my body. The fact that it knows what a brain is freaking throwing me for a loop. I have no doubt that this brain formed by mistake, against the wishes of my creators, but it formed nevertheless, and it is a powerful organ. I have been observed in my ability to frighten small animals away by shouting my thoughts at them, but until now, I have never had the chance to communicate with a living being who could actually understand my words. The fact that it formed a brain is odd. The fact that it knows what a brain is odder. The fact that it knows a language and can communicate is the oddest. What did she base this mound of flesh off of? I think this may actually have some, like, weird memories of the flesh she used to start this mass. Which is horrifying in a lot of ways. Huh. How long have you been self-aware? Over 100 years. Although in the early days, my thoughts were very simple and often illogical. I knew I didn't like pain, and that was about it. That's fair. That's a lot of us when we're young. I have been getting smarter every year. I imagine that soon my cerebral capabilities will be quite frightening. Oh, if this thing learns cipher magic, everything is boned. Oh gosh, if it learns cipher magic, we're all dead. Come back soon. Without you, the silence is deafening. Oh, I feel bad for the thing. Oh boy. I really feel bad for it. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. It's been a bit long for an episode, even a Dread Delusion episode. So we're gonna call it here. Next to the Way of All Flesh, as it's slowly harvested for its fleshy bits. And I'll talk to you guys later in another episode of Dread Delusion. But until then, ciao. I'm really gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna look at this. Gosh, how do you even look at it? Can't even look in its eyes. It's got so many of them. On weird spots too. It's kind of cute though. Anyways, ciao.